Hi fangirls, and welcome to It's a Fangirl World vlog. This is where we share our love for all things Disney with a little added girl power pixie dust. I'm Kim, and today we're going to be sharing our top 9 tips for getting the most coveted ADRs at Walt Disney World. I hope you're hungry.
Hey fangirls, I'm Steph, and in our last vlog we recapped the most exciting D23 announcements, mostly for WDW because not a lot was announced for other parks around the world. If you missed it, be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel at the end of this broadcast. On this vlog we focus on a different Disney topic every episode, from parks to movies and beyond, all while celebrating contributions that amazing women have made to help make Disney what it is today. So you can expect tips, updates, and more, all by fangirls for fangirls.
And for our honorary fangirls, aka FanBoys. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in to our first 3 episodes. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a vlog, or leave us a comment to let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
And if you want daily fangirl fun, head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like. We post content there every day, and we always encourage our fellow fangirls to chime in. Now, on to our topic of the week. Here are our top 9 tips to score advanced dining reservations at WDW.
For those of you not familiar, advanced dining reservations, or ADRs, are available for Walt Disney World table service restaurants and the quick service lunch and breakfast experience at Be Our Guest 180 days in advance of your visit. It's pretty important to have a reservation, as dining at Walt Disney World has gotten so popular with the free dining and the Disney dining plan that most places don't really have walk-ups.
WDW really has the most complex dining reservation system of any Disney park worldwide. In most of the other resorts, you can walk up to all but the most popular restaurants, and reservations are usually made anywhere from 30 days out to the morning of the day you want to eat there. So for guests used to other Disney resorts who are visiting WDW for the first time, or who haven't been to WDW in a while, or if you're booking a last-minute trip, the demand for dining can come as quite a shock. But these 9 tips should really help you score almost any ADR you want.
Tip number 1, stay on property. This is where you get to book it 180 days for up to 10 days. That's 190 days total. Now, if you're not staying on property, you still can start booking at 180 days. So this is sometimes a misconception amongst staying on property and not, but the benefit is you get that additional 10 days of booking. If you're not staying on property, you have to book each day at 180, then the next day, then the
That's a lot of mornings of getting up early.
A lot of getting up early. If you're staying more than 10 days, then you do have to start calling back the next day. You can't book longer than 10 days, but I think 10 days is pretty decent.
That's a good head start. So our second tip is to book the hardest to get ADRs at the end of your stay so that you can get a head start on people who can't yet book those dates. So generally speaking, most popular and hard to book restaurants at WDW are Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, Le Cellier, Garden Grill, Akershus, Brown Derby, Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, Chef Mickey's, and Ohana. But a lot of others book up quickly too, so if you have your heart set on something, make sure that you're planning it for later in your stay to have the best chance at scoring a reservation.
On top of that, I'm sorry. Hold on, I think you already said that. You said book it later in your stay. You said that, right? You just said that?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's where I was starting. Hold on. I'll say like Stephanie said.
Oh, no, I said you're saying book the hard ones first.
Didn't you just say book later in your stay?
I said book later, and I said number 2, book the hardest at the end of your stay, and now you're saying number 3, book the hard ones first.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Got mixed up. Okay. Number 3, book the hard reservations first. Stephanie just gave you a rundown on the reservations that are hard to get. Don't go in order of your trip. Don't go, okay, this is my day 1, this is what I'm booking on day 1. Take the hardest reservation you want and book that first, okay? I start with Be Our Guest. I book that first, and I actually book that for the last day of our trip. So now I'm booking it first, and I'm booking it on the last day. And I've never, knock on wood, have never, ever had a problem getting that restaurant. I've eaten there 4 times, and I've gotten my desired time each time.
Me too. I've eaten there 3 times, and on our next trip, we're eating there twice. 2 different meals, breakfast and dinner.
I ate twice this past trip. I ate for lunch and I ate for dinner.
Yeah.
I still prefer dinner. I like meeting the beast.
I can't wait to meet the beast. So number 4, our 4th tip is to keep trying. A lot of folks make way too many ADRs and then they cancel them during their trip. So the week of your trip, and especially 24 to 48 hours before you want to dine, keep checking. Last year, I booked a dinner reservation at Ohana 90 minutes before my seating time. It was just, we were at Epcot, we were planning to grab something there. It started downpouring. I opened the app to see where I could get a table service restaurant because I was not going to be out in the parks getting soaking wet all night. Ohana, 90 minutes, great. Hop on the monorail, try off on the way. And last April, I was able to book Be Our Guest for lunch on a day while I was in the park, just walking around, and I just looked on my app and it was there, and later that morning I got to have lunch at Be Our Guest. So it doesn't happen often. It does help that my party size was small. In both those cases, we only had 2 people, but I know somebody who got a last-minute ADR to Cinderella's Royal Table on Christmas Day a few years ago. She just walked up and asked, and they said, sure, come on in. So never give up hope. Definitely have some backups in mind, but keep trying.
Definitely keep trying. Number 5, use My Disney Experience on your computer. It works much better than the app, and you can make ADRs online at 6 a.m. Eastern. So get on that computer. I'd warm it up a little bit before 6, make sure everything's running. And then if you don't get everything on your computer, at 7 a.m. you can call. I usually start on my computer at 6. And I don't know if it's just ADR days in general, but my computer always seems very slow when I'm starting to book my ADRs. And there have been times when it would not let me book. And I'm sure everybody who's been in that situation has experienced that panic. I'm not going to get the restaurants I want. But I've never had a problem. I've called at 7 in that case, and I've gotten the rest of the restaurants that I wasn't able to book online that way. So use your computer. And I will say, as an added tip, so 5.5, make sure that you have updated your computer the night before. There have been times when the computer's ready to do its updates, and maybe the app on the program on the computer has not been updated fully with everything it needs. So update your computer before you get ready to make your ADRs.
That's a good bonus tip, Kim. Very good bonus tip. Tip number 6 is to break up your party. Now, it might sound counterintuitive for a family vacation, but smaller parties have better luck at getting the most popular ADRs because all of the big tables are gone and there's just a few little tables for, say, 2 people left. So let's just say you're a family of 4, mom, dad, a daughter, and a son. Maybe the girls want to eat with princesses and the boys don't really care about that. And the guys want to go out for like a man's night, like crab legs or big steaks or something. Why not spend 1 meal apart if it means that you both get to eat where you want to eat and have those very coveted ADRs?
That's definitely a great tip, because we all the time not everybody wants to go to the same restaurant, and that's a great tip of everybody kind of getting to have their own, cake and eat it too.
Yeah, exactly. Delicious.
Yummy. Tip number 7, and this is my favorite tip: get a Landry's membership. If you're not familiar with Landry's, you can find them online. Just type in Landry's and you should be able to come up with them. And I almost feel like a spokesmodel every time that I tell someone about this tip, because I really love having the Landry's card. It costs $25 to join, but you get that back once you dine at one of their restaurants. And it doesn't have to be a restaurant at Walt Disney World. They have restaurants all over the country. And the website will tell you all the different restaurants that they have. But so once you dine, once you use the card at your first meal, you'll get that $25 back towards your meal. The restaurants that are located in Walt Disney World are T-Rex, Rainforest Cafe, both in Disney Springs and in Animal Kingdom, and Yak and Yeti. And so there are dining rewards that you can earn with using the card, other than that $25 that you get back towards it. But the best part, my favorite part, is you don't need a reservation with the Landry's card. Simply show up, present your Landry's card, and you will receive the next available seating. A little thing I have about this, when I first got my Landry's card 2 years ago, I already had reservations at T-Rex for dinner. I'm sorry, not T-Rex. Rainforest Cafe and Animal Kingdom. I already had reservations in Rainforest at Animal Kingdom for dinner, and I went up to the booth and said that, did the check-in, and they said, okay, it's going to be a few minutes, so go ahead and wait off to the side, and we'll let you know when it's ready. I was like, fine. And then I pulled out my Landry's card. I didn't really realize at that point in time that I needed to show it. I was going to use it once I got inside. And she was like, oh, you're Landry's? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm Landry. She goes, go ahead right up to the front of the line. We'll have you as the next table. I mean, this was already with a reservation.
All-star treatment.
I was like, they do. They treat you like a VIP. So if you want to wing it, but still be guaranteed a seat at select restaurants in Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs when the mood strikes, I definitely highly recommend the Landry's card.
That is super useful, especially with Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex being so popular with kids. And it's hard to schedule meals with kids, nap time and meltdowns and the things that they want to do. So, and hungry when they're hungry. So that's a really, really good way to make sure everybody gets to dine where they want.
Definitely.
Our number 8 tip is to get must-eat items in lounges. Many of the popular table service restaurants have items available in their adjacent lounges. So for instance, there's a very famous portobello soup that you can get from Artist Point at Wilderness Lodge. And if you go to Territory Lounge, you can get that soup. You can get the bread pudding and the lapu lapus from Ohana just outside at Tambu Lounge. The Cobb salad and grapefruit cake at Brown Derby are on the menu of the patio lounge outside the restaurant. So if you do a little research, you might be able to find those must-get items without the hassle of an ADR or the cost of a very expensive meal if all you want is a bowl of soup. There are a few quick service restaurants also that carry signature items. For instance, Tonga Toast from the Kona Cafe. You can get that downstairs at Captain Cook's at the Polynesian Village Resort. Or one of my favorite, Zebra Domes, only available at dinner at Boma, not breakfast at Boma, only dinner. Just hop over to their quick service, the Mara, and you can get yourself a little 4-pack any time of day.
That's definitely a great suggestion. And we actually did get our Tonga Toast at Captain Cook's when I went in June because Kona didn't have any walk-ups, and they did actually, but they said it was going to be like 2 hours, and we're like, where can we get?
That's not a walk-up. That is a very long standby queue.
We will go down to Captain Cook's. Thank you. Number 9, our final tip is be open to dining at weird times. Book a late lunch or a late dinner. No one really tries to get a 10 p.m. dinner or a 2:30 lunch. So if you are flexible and your day is flexible and you really want to dine someplace, just book a weird time. You can enjoy some yummy snacks at the park to hold you off until your reservation comes along. So, so don't be afraid to try that as well.
So now, those are all of our tips for scoring your ADRs, but here's a few more things to keep in mind. One is that if your favorites are full, there is likely an alternative. So think about if you're looking for a cuisine type or an experience. If Be Our Guest is full, are you looking for French food? If you are, you could go to Monsieur Paul. You could go to Chefs de France. You could just even go to Les Hall Boulangerie. Easy peasy. So you still get delicious French things. If you're looking for a Beauty and the Beast experience, then go to Gaston's Tavern. You're in the tavern from the movie. It's so cool. Get yourself a LeFou's brew, maybe a cinnamon bun, whatever they have on the menu there that you think looks delicious. So there are always alternatives. If you want a fancy steak somewhere, there's no end to fancy steaks at Disney, even if you can't get into Le Cellier. And the list goes on and on. So really think about the reason why you want to go somewhere and see if you can replicate that somewhere else. So Kim, tell me, what are your must-get ADRs?
I have a lot of must-get ADRs, and I'm always trying to weed them out because I want to try new places. So what we've decided to do with Epcot is we try to change it up a little bit every time we go. So we don't have one place in Epcot that we really go to each time. Rose and Crown was one we just tried. I absolutely loved it. I will be back to visit them again.
Probably can't tell, but I'm wearing my Eating Around the World.
Others include Be Our Guest. We've eaten dinner there 4 times and lunch there 1 time. And unfortunately, I've been stuffed every single time and have not really enjoyed dessert. So we decided next time we were going to go and just get dessert because I'm tired of missing dessert there. So we're going to book one of those later reservations and do dessert. And we've been, Crystal Palace has somehow turned into one of our must-do ADRs. And I think it's mostly because just taking that relaxing moment to be in air conditioned and just kind of relax from a day at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi, definitely. Their milkshakes are incredible. T-Rex and the atmosphere, their salad is great. And my Landry's card are reasons that we go there.
And your kids love it, right?
Oh, the kids love it there.
Yeah.
They like the theme. We've never had a bad meal there. And I've heard, I've seen some reviews. I mean, you can get a bad review anywhere. People like it, people not like it. But
Absolutely.
We've never had a bad meal there. We've never had a bad experience there. So we really do enjoy it. What are your must-do ADRs?
Well, I don't have somewhere that I go every single time because I try to push myself to eat new things. I would say the 2 restaurants I've probably been to more than any other are Crystal Palace for breakfast because it's very nostalgic. I like getting a pre-park ADR going in. It's all calm, watching the park wake up around me, eating all the delicious things. And Beer Garden. When I used to go as a kid with my family, we always used to go to Beer Garden. My dad is German and loves German food, so that was like something that we had to book every single time. But now I go there every few trips. There are so many good restaurants. I love Boma. I love Be Our Guest. Oh, the only restaurant I can even say that I don't love is Beaches and Cream, and I just had a bad experience there, so that's not Beaches and Cream's fault, probably. But I would say what I try to do is book one thing that I know I'm going to like that I've done before that I want to revisit, and 1 or more things that are new. Actually, on the trip that we're doing this December, we are only doing ADRs at new places, and we got the free Disney dining plan, so we are eating somewhere every single day, and all of them are brand new to us. So I'm a little nervous and a little sad that I'm not just chowing down at Via Napoli and Morimoto Asia, but we'll see.
But it'll be a fun experience. And actually, we've done dining almost every day on every trip we've gone on to reserve dining. But this past trip, we only had 4 restaurants booked. And our next trip, we're actually talking about only booking 1 restaurant because we go in July most of the time, and it is so hot. I'm never hungry. So some of the times we weren't really super duper hungry when we went. So I'm going to try it without booking, except for my Landry's. I don't need to book, and 1 other restaurant.
I think that's great. We usually only book like 2 or 3 per trip. And last time we only booked 1, and we ended up doing 2 because we got that very last minute Ohana reservation. But I like that you can kind of go with the flow if your expectations are not that you are going to walk up to Cinderella's royal table. So fangirls, we cannot wait to see what tips you have for scoring those hard to get ADRs. So share with us in the comments below what your most coveted ADR is and what you do to secure it.
Before we end, here's a quick fangirl spotlight. We have to give a shout out to AJ Wolf and her team at the Disney Food Blog. They've got the most comprehensive guide to dining at Walt Disney World and Disneyland with menus, reviews, guest blogs, photos, videos, and more. Her site is an invaluable resource. And as a big fangirl bonus, it's currently staffed entirely by women. Yes. Thanks, AJ, for the inspiration and for the cravings you're making me on.
Thank you so much for joining us on It's a Fangirl World. We'll be back in a few weeks with our next vlog, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss it. Put the link right there.
In the meantime, watch our Facebook page where we post new content and connect with our fellow fangirls every day. We'd love to see you there.
And if you want to show off your fangirl pride, our TeePublic store has everything from t-shirts and device cases to notebooks and stickers. And we've even got some exciting new designs on the way soon. There, Kim is modeling one of our t-shirts. So check out the link here, and when you get your shirt, don't forget to wear it on your Disney trip and then send us a picture.
If you enjoyed this show, please ask people to share, give our Facebook page a like, or go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a vlog. And don't be shy, leave us a comment. Let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about. We really want to hear from you.
Until next time, keep living the magic, fangirls.
Bye-bye.